Hi guys, welcome to the UX course. Now we are at module 4, chapter 2, and we are going to learn about button components, iconation, and how to use material icon. And we are going to also use form fields, text field, and see how we can use them as well. And let's do a quick recap of what we have learned so far in last chapter. So in last chapter, module 4.1, we learned about visual hierarchy and typography, how to create typography style and how to use it like a visual hierarchy wherein you have your title, you have your body text, you have subtitle, then you are also using timestamp. So let's go ahead and let's start with uh, uh, creating button forms, interaction between buttons, design, and then first let's bring in material icon. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's change this. This. All right. So we use this for typography. Our typography is there. Now let's go ahead and make this small. Now let's create another section for buttons. So let's just duplicate this. This doesn't harm us. We created a small buttons, but I don't think that will work for this one. So let's delete this and let's use this to get the appropriate size for the button for what you call uh, for the mobile. And first what we need to do is we need to get the icons, material icons. So let's do that. You can also directly get from here, but let's use raw files. So icons, you can see I'm creating icons. Let's go to the community and search for material icons. So I'm going to show you the right way to get those icons. You have to get it from Google. Google is the right source to get those material icons created by Google. We need to get created by Google. So let's see who created it. Free, and I want to get it from Google itself. So this is the file by Google font. We'll use this and we'll open this in Figma. This might take a little while. Okay. So why does it sound locked? Let's move this to our project file. Move file to Open Mind Beyond UX. We can directly use it from here as well, but I would like to show you a trick. So if you see these, all these icons are locked. I want to copy all of them I want to copy all these components created as an icon, and I want to bring them in my icon page in Figma. I'll be showing you how to create a component, and that will help you understand why I did this. So we have all the icons here. Let's see if these are components. Yes, these are components. Alright. So now let's go back to our system design, and let's create a sample button. For button, we will use a body text size. So let's first create a sample button. Let's call it submit, and we will use body text, title normal. Let's use body normal here. Let's put this in auto layout and name it button. And for padding, let's use a padding variable. Let's use 30 for left and right, and for top and bottom, let's use 14. We could create one small one, that should work. Let's create a small sizing, so that should help us not to be worried about things. So in spaces, we might need one smaller one, um, smaller, and let's call it 7, which will be the smallest size, and let's use that as a consistent part. Let's use smaller. Okay, now we have that, and let's bring this outside. Now since we have the sizing, this should not matter. Let's remove this, and this will be our button. Let's create an outer auto layout, and make sure that everything is part of this auto layout, all the buttons. Button components, and we'll put all the buttons here only. And for this, let's use hug. We want proper sizing. Okay, so let's now give it some color. Let's use off white for now. Okay, for text, let's use dark, and for corner, let's use small. Maybe for corner also we need that. So let's go to our variable, and sizes spaces. Let's copy this and paste it in corner as well. So not able to do that. So now let's go to object, smaller, in terms of sizes. Okay, we have 2. Let's bring this into corner. So in corner we have a smaller as well. Let's use that. Okay, I'm not getting it because it is not applied as a property that it will use just for corners. So let's change that. This is supposed to be, the scope supposed to be not gap but corner radius. We already created the gap. I think 14 looks nice as well, but let's fix that. Okay. Uh, this is too small. Let's use small. Okay, this looks nice. Now let's use icon. So if I have copied all the icon components here in icon from Google Material, let's use that. So create it in this file, and now you can search for, you can take any icon for example, and that should be changeable. So let's say I'll take this for now. So you can click on it, and then you can insert this. Uh, just drag it inside the button, or you can just cut it and paste it inside the button itself. Okay, so there is something wrong. We might need to see. We need to bring this layer inside button. Okay, now you can see this is inside. Let's change the color of icon. Selected color. Let's put it dark. Okay, so now you have that. Now let's create different property for the button. So this is button, more like a normal, or let's duplicate it by Control D. Let's call it when it is active, and let's create another one, disabled. Okay, so normal would look like, let's use a brand color for normal, maybe this, and we will change the text to gray, and this we will keep active. Active should be this, and this we will use uh, gray, and we'll keep it non-active. We can play around colors when we come into the color chapter, but for now I'm just going to teach how to create this component. Now let's select all these three, and you can go to left top, this specific section, which is create component, and click the arrow, and you can say create component set. So what it does, it will, this will combine all these three into different component variables. Let's call this a button component. This is disabled. So these will become properties of different buttons. So if you select these buttons, you will be able to see that these are different properties. Okay, like property 1. So let's change this to state. So this is normal, this is active, this is disabled. Now we need to change few more things. We need to make this show and hide. So show and hide, and also we need to be able to change the icon. So what we'll do is we'll go to appearance here, and we'll create a property show icon, and we'll apply to all of these icons. Show icon, show icon. Now we'll go to this icon, and we'll create another property, so we will be able to change the icon. So you can go in front of the icon, and you can see this arrow to create instance. We might need to create an instance, so let's call it, let's leave it as instance, and let's apply that as well to all the three. So there is other way you could do it. Okay, now we need to make the what do you call, submit text changeable. So we'll select all of the submit. Let's, you can use multi-edit variant, and this is multi-selecting. So I have selected all the submit, and then I clicked in front of the task, and then let's create a new property as change text. Okay, now let's imagine I'm not in a mobile app, but if I'm in a web application, I want another property which is more like what you call hover. So I can keep this active as both active and hover. So this will apply to this will help me have both properties on this hover. Okay, so this is both active and hover as well. And once hover on this icon should appear. So let's use that. We will need to go to property, and then we'll need to create an interaction, and the interaction would be on hovering. While hovering, what should happen is it should change to active. Okay, I'll show you how it looks. So let's go here and let's bring our button. So we'll go to asset, and we'll go back, and we'll go to our system design. And why is it called typography? It should be called buttons. And let's bring our button here. We can directly just drag it, and you can see it is dragged. Now in mobile there is no hover, but let's see how it looks. Just let's say mobile responsive we are in. Let's see how it looks. So we will just preview it. So once you hover on it, this changes. This completely changes. Okay. Now I want to test all the other properties we have created. So once you click on this asset, you should be able to see you can change it to active hover. You should be able to change it to disabled, and you should be able to change it to normal as well. And you should be able to show the icon, hide the icon as well. And you should be able to change the icon. Let's say I want this to be a submit, like an arrow. So I can use this as an arrow. Let's use this arrow, and also I want this arrow to be on the right side. So we might need to create another properties here. Let's add another property by creating variant, um, icon, direction. So right now if you see in the default, so these are all default. Okay, and state is mixed, but they're all icon direction is default, which I want to call it left. And now let's click on this plus, and you'd see that it changes, and let's call it right. And let's select all the icons within this area, and let's press right arrow on your keyboard, and since it is in auto layout, it will move to the right because this is inside an auto layout. Okay, now if you go back to your icon asset which is already created, you can see you have option to change it to left to right as well. So this is how you can create the icon and also change the property. Let's say I don't want this to be submit, I want this to be next. So I can have this as a next. Icon size looks little bigger, so let's select all these icons and make them little smaller. So we'll use this select, and also we already have variable size, so we'll apply the variable directly. I want this to be I need a smaller as well, but this is too big. So what we'll do is we'll take that small size and we'll utilize it. So where is it? Size is small. Uh, so this is small. Here is 24, but the small here is 14, which is we need to change that. So this is not a small, this is normal, and this is small, and this is small. So we'll duplicate this, and we'll also bring it inside. Um, where, okay, so where did we duplicate it? Not inside the spaces, but we need this in sizes. So I'll bring this in sizes, and let's just call it small. Okay, now we have it. Now let's go back and select all the icons, and um, you can choose the variable as it's not showing because we did not apply it. Okay, so you might have to do another chapter within here, which will be field boxes. That should not be a problem. So let's go back to sizes, and let's select the small and change the property in terms of the scope to width and height. So let's use that, selected all of it, and now we'll change the variable to small, and also height to small. Now let's see how it looks. It looks nice. It doesn't look that bad. All right. So this is how you can create the button component, and you can also bring in a material icon, which will help you create those button components. Now in the next chapter, since one part of this chapter is pending, let's create this next chapter, and let's see what we are going to learn within that chapter itself. So let's go back. So within this next chapter, we are going to learn how to create. So we might need to have one more session within this. So we created buttons, we did a material icon, but we did interaction button, interaction design. But what we are missing is forms, and forms text boxes. So we'll do that first, and then we'll move ahead, and then we'll start with consistency and component. So forms can also come in inside consistency and component library, because what we are doing within 4.2 and 4.3 is we are creating components, a lot of components, which helps us in creating consistency and design component library. All right, so let's see what are all the component libraries in terms of examples. So let's see if we're missing anything. So where will you want active? Okay. So let's see if we can still create one field box, and then we can try to utilize it, later on. So let's create it according to this itself. We'll copy this one page, and we'll try to utilize it. So we'll just make it small. It's let's make it hug content, so it is not taking too many spaces. Alignment is the most important aspect of all your design studies. So let's keep this aligned, and now we'll just duplicate this, and we will use this for creating text boxes. we'll just delete this. So next chapter is going to be text boxes and forms, and you will learn few things. You will learn um, different variant of text boxes. So let's go and see the next chapter, which is we will learn form and text box creation and their different variants. All right, see you in the next course, next chapter.